Hello, everyone. My name is Megan O'Keefe, and I'm doing a podcast with Study with State. And today I have our first guest, which is
Carolyn.
And today we're going to be talking about her best and worst study spots on campus. So, Carolyn, what's your go-to study spot on campus and why?
I would say probably the business building.
And why would it be the business building?
All of my classes are there, so it's just most convenient for me.
Gotcha. Do you prefer quiet or more bustling environments when you're studying?
Definitely quiet.
And why do you think you prefer the quiet environments?
I just get really distracted easily, so all the loud sounds and lots of people, I can't pay attention.
In which campus location do you think is the most underrated for studying?
Penn State Innovation Hub.
Where's that at?
That's downtown. It's actually a really nice building, and it has all these different type of things. I had a class project in it, and it was a very nice building.
What's the worst study spot that you've tried, and what made it such a bad experience?
I'm not the biggest fan of the fraternal library, to be honest. I just feel like it's very populated, and it's so hard to find a spot.
Did you have a certain section you went to when you tried to study there?
We went to every spot, and it was all packed. We eventually found one table that could fit us three people, but it really depends on a day. But that was right when we came back from break, so I was kind of surprised how packed it was.
Have you ever gone there during finals week?
No, I would never. I'll study my room.
I went there one time during finals week, and I tried to find a spot in the stacks, and it took me over 30 minutes, and I walked through the entirety of the stacks, and I had to wait for someone to leave.
Yes, that's why I won't waste my time doing that.
So what does the availability of resources like Wi-Fi, outlets, or food do to impact your own study choices?
I definitely love an area that I can get a snack or a drink. I like how there's Starbucks in the library, and I also definitely need outlets around me because my computer only lasts an hour and a half of battery and it dies. So I need to have outlets near me.
Do you have a favorite time of day to study, like morning, afternoon, night, in your certain locations?
Definitely not morning. I only will study in the morning if I have an exam. I usually like to keep my classes early day and early afternoon, so I study most of the time at night.
And what role does ambiance, like lighting, your seating comfort, and the temperature of the room play in how well you think you study?
It can't be bright lights. It has to be warm because you get headaches and stuff. It just has to be bare minimum. I don't need to be perfect or anything, but it needs to be bare minimum and not something that's annoying and causing you to get distracted.
Yeah, the little lamps in the Harry Potter room.
Yeah.
The little green ones. Have you ever discovered a place on campus that you thought would be terrible, but it turned out to be a great spot?
That I thought would be terrible and be a great spot. I could say Webster Library. Have you been there?
I don't think so. I've only been to the Earth and Mineral Science Library.
Okay. This was downtown. It has it's a bookstore, Webster bookstore, and it has it's very cute. I thought I would get distracted a lot in it, but it's pretty peaceful.
Okay, and how does campus culture affect the way that you use study spots versus do you study with a big group, or do you like to study by yourself, or does it depend on the assignment you're doing or working on?
Most of the time I study by myself just because I get distracted easily, but depending on the people that I'm surrounded with, if they keep me on track, then that's good. But most of the times if I'm with my friends, we would get sidetracked.
And what do you think is the most common mistake students make when choosing a study spot, and how do you think that they can avoid it?
I just think people go wherever someone else tells them to go, and so like that's why the library gets overpopulated and stuff, and people don't try to find hidden gems throughout campus.
Yeah, do you think they like find one place and get comfortable with it, and then it turns out they probably don't work that well in like that environment?
Yeah, and that's usually how I am too. Like I find one spot, I'm like, okay, this is decent, so I just don't try to find other new spots, but I try to force myself to get outside of that comfort zone because like there's so many good places here.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us today, Carolyn.